Hi, Divine Sparks. I'm glad we're here together again. And I'm going to do a tarot reading. And I like to do it with 5 cards of each deck. And I'm going to do 3 decks, okay? And so now I'm going to shuffle and just see what my soul family is inviting me to share with you today. All right? So here we go. I'm always asking for family to always be with me. I know they are on a constant. So taking a few minutes and just saying thank you. Thank you very much, family of light and love energy. Thank you for helping me to understand that you've always been with me and filling in the gaps, putting the puzzle pieces together. Yeah, I'm more than elated to know that my brothers and sisters are out there. And we are part of the worldwide collective as Divine Sparks here in the Matrix. And we are not alone here at all. Absolutely not. So again, thank you, soul family and ancestors of lineages past, of lifetimes past, and life origins past. Okay, so here we go. Let's see what's going to show forth. Oh wow. Okay, so I only need 5. Okay. All right, so I am truly being led to pick certain cards that pop out in different directions. All right. The cards I'm using today, I'm not going to show it to you because it's definitely going to come backwards. But the card deck that I'm using today is called Fairies and Magical Creatures, Tarot Card Magic and Mysticism. Okay, I have not used this deck in a long time, so I'm excited to see what pops out. Okay, and I'll announce each deck as I start to utilize it. Okay, so the first card is, oh wow. I did not expect this. Okay, the 7 of Swords. 7 of Swords. Okay. Okay, so the 7 of Swords is all about sneaking around. Okay. It can mean loss. It can mean something's been stolen. It can mean mischievousness. It can mean trickster energy. Anything that may cause friction, conflict, mayhem, disruptions in a negative way. Okay? And according to what I'm seeing in the image of this card, yeah, this guy is on a rooftop. He's on a rooftop. He's got bats all around him. And he's got some jewels in his hand. So I think you can pretty much figure out the scenario, what's going on, right? One more time. This is it. Okay. The next card is the Knight of Cups. Oh, wow. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Maybe 4 fairies that are involved in this image. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Uh, Look at the pride, I guess, or the arrogance, and the images of supposedly a male who looks like a complete jackass. Oh my gosh, what an image. Okay, so what is it saying in the card? It's basically saying the Knight of Cups is about immature love or immature infatuation, maybe. Um, it could be male, it could be female. Okay, it's all about energy. But what's coming forth? Somebody is living their life in a very reckless and irresponsible way, just thinking carefree, not really being serious about anything, just having a great time all the time, not wanting to settle down and plant something, sow some seeds, in a way of saying, um, but believing they're in love. They're head over heels in love, but it's an immature feeling, meaning they don't see anything else but what they're feeling. So, same ideas. They're starry eyed, their head is in the clouds. And as you can see, this jackass, I'm not going to say donkey because he looks like a jackass. He's just carefree, just going about what he is excited going about without paying attention to anything of a serious nature. Okay? Yeah. And that's pretty much what that's explaining. Okay. This is self explanatory. The devil. The devil shows up right after this guy is a jackass. He's in love. Okay. He's head over heels in love. Whatever he has filled up in his cup, it's sloshing around. So he's not even paying attention to what's being sloshed out of his cup, in a sense. And you have to look at it at a spiritual point of view. And then you have the devil. Okay. And the devil in this image is depicted as a female. Okay. And it's always about them being chained, bound, in shackles. And somebody has power over two individuals, a male and a female. And there's like a female, I'm not going to say leader, but she definitely has control over this male and female. Okay? She has a serious control over both of them. The next card is the Nine of Cups. Nine of Cups. The Nine of Cups is all about gratitude, being thankful for what one has. Again, the image is of like an adult with a child, and they're holding hands. That could represent mama's boy. this male, younger figure is very thankful or appreciative of his, I'm getting mother from this for some reason. Like he's very, very close in relationship with his mother. What mother says goes. And it could be a false appreciation. Some people can be in situations where all they know is their mother's ruling over them, and so they mistake that as caring for them, being there for them. Okay. Okay, so you see a small stream right there. You see how they're approaching the stream. He's standing on rocks. He's not even on the grass. And any type of water in a spiritual sense represents healing. They've approached the streams of healing waters, but they won't walk into it. They're just standing in front of it, hesitating, not really knowing should they dip their toes into the water and allow healing to start happening for them in their life. They're just kind of pausing. Okay? And again, he has this parental figure. I'm getting parental. Whoever this is, this young male, they could be in their early 20s, doesn't have to be a teen or younger, but they need their mother's approval. They need their mother's guidance to even bring them to this stream of healing waters. Okay? They won't do it by themselves. They feel inadequate. They feel they need this guidance to at least bring them closer towards the healing. Okay? But they won't embrace it. Okay? Okay. The last card I'm pulling out for this deck is the Eight of Cups. Okay, so what this is showing is someone clinging to the rocks. They're in rough waters, really, really rough waters. This is the kind of water that you would go kayaking in, okay? And you're taking a risk when you do that. This person, it does show somebody, maybe of an older age. They have something they're holding on to, like they've separated themselves from everyone else. Like it's more important to this person to have this possession where nobody else can get a hold of it, and they're willing to risk putting themselves in a dangerous situation to hold on to it for whatever reason. Okay? That's pretty intense. Everybody else in the background is still safe on the land. But this character, this figure, is almost in a state of desperation. Okay? Look at that. Like they're clinging on for dear life. Okay? All right. So that's what the first 5 cards are talking about. The next deck that I've chosen, from what my soul family has suggested I use in this reading, is the Messages of Love Oracle cards. Okay, so I'm going to shuffle those. And now this is the interesting part of it all, is to see, once you place these cards on top of the first layer of cards, how does the story start unfolding, right? That's what's exciting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And so I'll put that one back. Here we go. So the first card from the first deck was the 7 of Swords. Let's see what the message is for this. Okay, so the card says chemistry, and the attraction you feel is mutual. So if you put chemistry, the attraction you feel is mutual, on top of the 7 of Swords, you're definitely going to see it as whoever holds this other energy, this chemistry, it's definitely of 2 people having the same chemistry for each other. And this other person is a dishonest in their actions, maybe in their mindset. But even though that might be true, they're still feeling something. Okay? And they're being sneaky about it. They're feeling a loss about it. All right? The next card. Oh gosh. Okay. So the first card was the Knight of Cups. That was the jackass walking around being reckless, with sloshing all of his drink out of his cup, not even paying attention to what's happening, and being surrounded by at least 4 fairies. So that means this person's a player, and we all know what that means. A fuckboy energy. Playboy. All right. The next card that came up for the second cards is regret. Someone feels remorse for the way they treated you. So this person who now feels remorse and regret for how they treated, which seems to unfold as they have some kind of a counterpart or a relationship with someone, whether it's in a marriage or as a boyfriend-girlfriend situation, or baby mama, baby daddy to each other, or even twin flames, soulmates. Okay? You'll know how it resonates with you. Okay? But they're in regret, and they're in great remorse for something they did. Okay? And they feel really bad about it. Okay. Here we go. The third card chosen from the first deck was the Devil. That's about toxicity, drugs, alcohol, sex addictions, being violent, anything that leads to negative vibrations and frequencies in a person's life. All right. So this card ended up becoming addiction. And addiction is affecting this relationship. Okay? So far we've got someone who's a dishonest person, somebody who makes people believe that they're on the up and up, and they're really not. They're wearing a mask, just like a thief or a robber will do. They're stealing some kind of, I'm not going to say inheritance, but when you think of jewels and something of great value and of great wealth, they're just running off into the night and believing they've stolen something. But at the same time, this person has feelings for someone. And even though they might be dishonest, they still hold these same feelings. There is a true chemistry happening between this dishonest, deceptive person and the other counterpart that they have the feelings for. Again, he's a playboy or a fuckboy. Has to have more than one partner. Has been very actively sexual and loves to party, loves to have a great time, never really paying attention to the more serious aspects of his life. It could be a woman, but I'm getting man vibes. And they're really thinking about how they treated the person that they're having these feelings for. This person is connected, bound, chained, shackled, however you want to say it, to toxicity. It's a bad situation. It could even be demonic. Yeah, that's a true thing. And toxicity can really, truly be deep and dark at levels that divine sparks would never even have any idea about. Okay. And the fact that it's pointing out this person truly has an addiction. And because of these addictions, whether it's drugs, whether it's alcohol, whether it's sex addiction, whether it's just being a dishonest person, it affects this relationship that this person is feeling a strong chemistry toward. Okay? And the next card, unplug. Working less will help strengthen your relationship. Okay, so what that's saying is that this person's very busy all the time. Others might say they represent what's known as a workaholic. They're constantly trying to find ways to make more money. It's a big deal for them. The fact that it comes connected with the Nine of Cups, again, it's like they're connected somehow to an older woman. What I'm getting from this is like a son with a mother. And whether in business together, whether it's a family business together, she runs things. And he just follows. And they are able to find harmony with each other with that dynamic. Okay? And the fact that it's saying unplug from being a workaholic, always wanting to make money, 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 It means this person's overdoing it somehow. It means maybe this younger person, this younger, I'm going to say a younger man, maybe he is making money not only for himself but for his family, and his family is very comfortable with him doing that for them. There's all kinds of family dynamics, and it works for them. Okay, doesn't mean it works for everyone, but for this particular energy I'm getting, it works. It's like a hand-in-hand glove kind of thing, right? He does his part, the mother does her part, and somehow it comes together. Okay, and then the next card is different pages. You and this person don't share the same vision. Okay, so this card was again about the Eight of Cups, walking away. And again, if you can see real up close, she's clinging to wet rocks. She's in a very, very bad situation. She has gray hair, so that means that in the matrix age, from the energies that are gathered from low vibrations and frequencies, we age inside the matrix. Outside of the matrix, only if you're in higher dimensions, only if you are exposed to more oxygen than nitrogen, it changes the skin. Here we are carbon-based humans in flesh, and once we leave here, we work up to what is known as a crystalline or a crystalline body. That is the beginning of filling your body with higher levels of energy. Okay, I don't even know where I'm looking. Here I am. It's all about being enlightened, expanding, letting more light, divine, holy light inside of your body cavity. And then the last stage for a person is known as the luminous body. And that's at the point where you've reached enlightenment. Okay? You're completely filled up with inner light. You're tapped into every one of your spiritual abilities. You can bilocate anywhere around the galaxies. We're not talking just one planet. Yeah, you're at your very highest level of performance as a spirit, as a soul. Okay, and that's a fascinating stage and level to be at. And that's when, yeah, people need again to tether the fact that when they see what we say here are angels, that is who is visiting us. That is who is entering into the matrix world to heal someone in a hospital or help someone out of a dangerous situation. And when we call out in prayer, prayer is the same as manifestation. Manifestation is all about connecting back to the divine. And the moment that we call out, we're heard instantaneously. And those who are our spirit guides, those who are our family members of the soul families and the ancestors, they come to us instantly. And when some are allowed to see them, they're so bright. Not everybody sees them that way, but they're so bright. And they're not able to look with the human eyes. That's how bright they are. It's because they're already filled up with the highest levels of divine light and love energy within them. Okay, it's fascinating. And once we understand this, things start to make better sense. Okay? All right. So there she is. And then this one says, of course, this person's clinging on, saying they need to get away. And again, she looks like she's desperate. Now, who is this person? Who does this represent? It could be another whole person in this reading. I don't think it's the mother with the child, with the young man, but I do believe that it symbolically represents someone who is tired, someone who isn't able to have that vigor in whatever they've been doing. It truly looks like they're in a bad situation, and they're desperate. They're desperate to keep whatever this is away from anyone getting it, and they're willing to be risk putting themselves in a danger of some kind. Okay, and you can see all the cups, even though they're in water, they're completely empty. So it's almost like they're saying, whatever I was a part of from all those people who are in the background on the land, I have to get away from them. I have to get away as fast as possible and pack my belongings, take only what I can, and just go. Okay? That's what that's saying. But it's saying they're no longer on the same page with these other people who are in the background. They're saying, yeah, I've definitely got to separate myself, even if it means taking risks to do it. I have to do it. All right. So that was the last card from that particular deck, and then the final deck I'm using is called Shadow Love Oracle cards. Okay, and so I now will shuffle these and see what Spirit would like me to share from these messages. Okay, the first card says alone. You feel like you are in this situation all by yourself, but it won't be like this forever. Okay, so again, we're talking about the first card of the first deck that showed someone, Seven of Swords, who is basically in a deceptive situation. They themselves have been dishonest, but they're having these feelings for someone who's now in their life, and it's a new feeling. Again, Seven of Swords can represent loss. It can represent something's been stolen. What's been stolen? What has been lost? Okay. So this person's feeling like they're in these feelings that they're having, they're in it all by themselves. Like maybe the person they have the feelings for, it's unrequited. Like maybe they feel like they're only feeling these feelings, but the other person isn't able to reciprocate. Okay, that's not a good feeling. Let's see what the next card shares. Okay, take a couple of these out. All right, so the next card is Exit Plan. Someone wants out, but they aren't making a move yet. Be prepared for sudden changes. All right. So again, we had our jackass character here, who's a playboy. Okay, he's a playboy. He's just fun and games, never taking life serious. He regrets hurting someone. He regrets treating someone very badly. And I believe that it's the same person he has these deep feelings for and doesn't feel that they're being reciprocated. Like he might feel he's in this on his own by himself, and this other person is like not as invested in their feelings toward this man. Okay. Now, to say someone wants something out, is it saying he wants out of the Playboy life? Okay. Is it saying that because he doesn't feel that his feelings are being reciprocated in the way that he hoped they would have been, he wants out of this situation, and that he now has feelings for this person? Okay. It can mean both ways. So if it's talking about this person truly wants to lead the Playboy life, stop lusting after women or men or both, anything goes nowadays. It's all in thought. It doesn't involve actual action. Like he has a plan B. If things don't work out between himself and this person he has deep feelings for, he goes back to the way he's always been, because he's always got those other lovers or people in his life that will fill up that void, fill up that gap, that empty, that emptiness, that hole he's feeling from the person that he now has the deep feelings for, but isn't sure if this other person reciprocates those feelings at the same level that he's experiencing them for that person. Okay. Okay. But then it says, be prepared for sudden changes. That means abruptness. That means something's going to disrupt. Don't be complacent. Don't think things might continue as they've always been. Something out of the blue could happen. Okay. Well, let's see what the next card has to say. Cuts both ways. Good and bad aspects. Mixed blessings and division. Okay. Well, that falls on top of the Devil card and Addiction card, and now it cuts both ways. So what it's saying by it cuts both ways, it can turn out to be a good situation. It can turn out to be a bad situation, a positive situation, a negative situation. Because there's toxicity involved, there is no confirmation that even though he has feelings for this person, and it sounds from what I'm understanding in the energy, this person is completely different than the type of people he socializes with and gets into a relationship with, that seems to be a non-committal type of relationship. Okay. So what I'm understanding about it cuts both ways means it can turn out to be a good thing. It can turn out to not be anything at all. And that's leading to a level of frustration, basically. Next card, adrift. Not willing to settle down or be responsible, and it's time to commit and put down some roots. So there you go. There you go. We're talking about a playboy who is non-committal. And he's just floating around. Okay, I don't know if you can see that. Here you go. It's going to be backwards, so that's not going to help. But it's basically saying, yeah, this person really, truly struggles with putting any kind of roots down. And that stems from their childhood. Okay? There's just something about being vulnerable and letting another significant other see them in all of their flaws. Like, there's a fear there, and it gets in the way. And this is not an uncommon experience. Does it happen more with men than it does women, or is it equaled out? Women also are unable to commit to one person. There's a freedom to it, absolutely. You're not obligated. You're not expected to open yourself up to another person so they can see everything. When you have a playboy, playgirl energy, and you have many lovers that fulfill your needs for you. One might be someone who offers emotional nurturing. Another person might be someone who satisfies the person's sexual needs. Another person might be they're great with money. Another might be awesome with raising children. But instead of getting all of those characteristics and gifts from one person only, it's all split up into different people with different types of characteristics and personalities, but their needs are still being met. And it's more and more people are coming out and sharing that they like a polyamorous lifestyle and polygamy. Okay? And I know it's a shock, especially for those who were taught it should only be one man and one woman. But these other types of family dynamics exist. And whether they're known out in the open for others to know about, that's the decision of that particular family. Yep. So that's what that energy is saying on that card. Okay. There's a freedom. There's a comfort. Never having to settle down with one particular person. Okay. Okay, the last card is Gold Digger. In it for what they can get, money hungry, and self-serving. Yeah, that pretty much sums it up for that one, because we had the Eight of Cups. Okay, so I'm getting a whole new energy from this. You don't truly know the extension of the energy or the full compass and understanding what the energy is trying to say with this, now I'm getting is that the old woman, she represents, this is something that's not new. This is something that this particular person has been doing for a very, very, very long time. And the lady with the gray hair represents that many, many years have been lived out with this way of being and holding this type of mentality in relationship. Okay. Then the next card was different pages. You and this person don't share the same vision. Absolutely no compatibility whatsoever. This person is, I'm not going to say stuck, but this person is comfortable in being this way. And if anybody else wants this person to change, it creates anxiousness and desperation. And they're willing to defend everything to go away so people don't keep coming at them about this lifestyle they've chosen for themselves to live out. And since we started out with this particular person having feelings, even though this person lives dishonestly, it could also mean this person lies to themselves. They're in denial. They believe what they're doing, they believe how they live is suited in helping them feel comfortable in their lifestyle. Okay. But they're having feelings. And these feelings are for someone who does not live the same lifestyle dynamic. And this person, from what I'm understanding of the completeness of this energy in this reading, is that the person they're having the feelings for are triggering something in them, meaning the male. I feel it's a female that's doing this to a male. They're triggering something that now this male is living and experiencing and feeling, maybe even for the first time in a serious long time. And there we go with the elderly woman. A long, long time. This person has been living this certain dynamic. Okay? And even though they might have feelings for this woman, this male does, they don't jive. The way he does things, the way he thinks about life, the way he goes about living day to day is so in contrast to how this woman he has the feelings for lives their life. And there doesn't seem to be any kind of a balance going on. Okay? Gold digger. So this man is either thinking the person they have the feelings for wants something from them. And if he's the type of person who believes the things he owns, he always has to defend and protect, always anxious that whatever relationship he comes into contact with for himself, it's all about what he owns, what assets are his, and that this person who he now has these feelings for is only out to do the same thing to him. Okay? that, okay, my soul family is saying if you're going to share about the polyamorous and the polygamy lifestyle, yes, many millions of families around the world live this way, but it's not what it's all cracked up to be. There's jealousy involved, there's envy involved, there's struggles and frustrations money wise, that needs to be mentioned, okay? And the other way of looking at it is, um, he might be the person who's only interested in this female who he has deep feelings for because he believes there's something in a financial way this woman can uplift him yeah, where money is concerned, or a wealthy status, or a social clout, um, persona. Okay, it happens every day. It's not something that's new. All right, so that's the reading. All right, and hopefully you were able to resonate with some of what was said or all that was said, and you can say, hey, yeah, that's talking about me, that's talking about my relationships, that's talking about a family member of mine or a friend of mine. All right, so as always, I send you love and light energy, and until we get together again, um, and if you enjoyed coming together and hearing what was shared today, um, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Okay? If you feel moved in your heart to do so. All right? Take care. And until next time, bye bye.